Alrighty, what's up guys? This is Taylor, and this is your free video for Tuesday, the 21st of November. So as always, I hope y'all are doing well. I hope your dog is getting lots of walks, and a short week here for Mamacita Market. So as you know, we are closed on Thursday for Thanksgiving, so happy holidays to all of you, and then on Friday we got ourselves a half day. So over at Simpler we got a saying, and the saying was created by our founder, JC. It's John Carter to you guys. I can call him JC because we're tight like that. But the saying is, don't lose your ass on a Friday. Meaning, don't come into a Friday and make a bunch of foolish decisions that you gotta sulk over Saturday and Sunday. So equally as important, don't lose your ass before Thanksgiving. Nobody wants you at the Thanksgiving table, assless, and all bummed out because of your trades. Alright, but with that out of the way, guys, we will jump in here. So we think the last time I did a video for you was, maybe somewhere back here. So in that video we talked about the idea that, a few shifts we're seeing in the structure of the S&Ps, a few things we're seeing in things like the dollar and HYG, a couple of things taking place here that might point towards the bullskis having control of the market in the short term. And for now, guys, not too much has changed. So the two targets that I gave you, one being that daily 200 around 40, 60-ish, and the ultimate target being the weekly 50, which trades around 41.50. For now, I think the market's still got a pretty good shot at moving towards those levels. So, quick look here at the S&Ps. And the thing I want you guys to focus on is a combination of your daily structure and your lower time frame structure. We all know the S&Ps are not in a weekly uptrend. We're not in a daily uptrend. But if we're going to go from today's closing price of 4,000 to the weekly 50, another $150 higher, what has to unfold here is bullish trend on your lower time frames. The reason the daily structure is important is that kind of sets the stage. So a good example of this, guys. You look at your market, say, back here. That daily structure doesn't really favor any kind of reversal or any kind of sustainable rally to the upside. Your 21 EMA is trading negatively under the 50 SMA. You have daily sell signals. And on the MACD indicator, you've got green underneath the red. So compare that to the current structure. The 21 EMA is crossed positively back through the 50. Price action is firm above both of those moving averages, and the MACD gave you that positive cross late October. So a little bit of improvement to the structure of your daily chart mixed with some bullish trend on your lower time frames. That, my friends, is what can trigger that move towards your 200 or that 41.50. So quick look here at the quality of the lower time frames. It all shapes up pretty good. So let's see. The top row of labels here is the big 3 indicator. So on the big 3, no sell signals, and the 15-minute and the 5-minute are bullish. So that's what you want to see here. If we're going to go from 4K to 41.50, we need as many big 3 buy signals as possible, and they're going to start on the lower time frames. So for now, you got a little 15 and a 5, and now this row of labels, that's the moving average cross. So for example, the weekly 3-day and 2-day, that label is red. That means a 21 EMA is trading negatively under the 50. But more importantly for the current market, we have the positive cross, 21 trading above the 50, on a daily chart all the way down to the 5-minute. So it all checks out for now, guys. Positive MACD on the daily, 21 trading above the 50, price action above both of those moving averages, and no major warning signs here as far as the big 3 or the lower time frames. It all checks out for now. Now jumping over to the QQQ, and here's a dynamic, and we also talked about this in last week's video. Your energy sector, your financials, the industrials, healthcare, there's certainly a few pockets of the market that have been showing signs of strength. So real quick, right? Energy, of course, has been a beast. The industrial sector, XLI, that goes beast mode. Healthcare, XLV, that's really bullish. So a few different pockets of the market looking really, really solid. But your S&Ps here, they're not trading as strong as energy or the industrials or healthcare. And the problem, of course, is that selling pressure in your big tech names. So Amazon, for example, not the prettiest stuff here, guys. Daily sell signals, whole bunch of negative moving average crosses trading under the 21 EMA. Tesla, they were spanking Tesla yesterday, right? Nothing bullish about Tesla. So the point being, next couple of weeks here, if we're going to see the S&Ps continue to trend higher, it's not as if you need to see Tesla and Amazon become leadership, but if anything, they need to stop falling apart. Next few weeks here, if Tesla could grind back towards that daily 21 EMA, and if the big Zonster here could do the same thing, I just think that does the market a lot of good. So keep that in mind, guys. As far as big tech, it still does continue to lag behind. Now for the Qs here, slowly but surely they're trying to shape up. Right, running a little bit behind schedule, but on the daily chart here, MACD lines up. You've got a daily squeeze firing long. 21 crosses positively above the 50. It's slow, but they are trying here. So keep that in the back of your mind. If we show up next Monday and the QQQ is taken out 270, doesn't bode well for the overall market. But a couple more charts here, guys, and I'm going to show you a few trade ideas for the next few weeks. But as far as the dollar goes, I want to show you guys a couple of things here, because as we know, this is a huge piece of the puzzle, right? Big piece of the puzzle. So, you got the big break in structure last week. And keep in mind, y'all, we haven't seen the dollar break structure like this since, I want to say April of 2021. We're going back like a year and a half ago. So big break in structure here for the dollar. 21 crosses negatively under the 50. We are fresh out of buy signals. We got some negative crosses. And, the context is, back in August, Mama Market made a pretty good move. Right, the S&Ps rallied all the way back to both that daily 200 and the weekly 50. What's interesting is, the dollar didn't really do too much back in August. As far as doing the market a lot of favors. All the dollar really did was kind of pop the chill pill and just more so traded sideways. Never broke structure, right? Never broke trend. And lo and behold, pop goes the weasel a few weeks later, sending the market right back down. So what's interesting this time around is, for at least for now, you kind of have the dollar playing ball here. Right? The correlation being weakness in the dollar, which again we haven't seen in well over a year. Weakness in the dollar typically bodes well for the equities market. So that's a big development, guys. 21 EMA crosses negatively under the 50. You had the negative cross on the MACD a few weeks ago in mid-October, but now check this out. It's not just breaking structure on that daily time frame. It's also breaking some structure here on the weekly chart. For now, it trades under the weekly 21 EMA, but more importantly, on the MACD here, we're getting our first negative cross since the market bottomed post-COVID. So the last time the Dixie here had that negative cross on the MACD weekly was back here in April, May, June of 2020. Of course, as we know, the market bottomed, and boy, was she ripping. So just, things to keep in mind, guys. This could all totally fall apart tomorrow. Market gaps down, the Dixie gaps up. All of a sudden, everything kind of works in the favor of the bears again. But these are things to pay attention to. Looking at the structure, we can at least say we haven't seen the dollar potentially trying to help the market out like this, really since the trend started back in 2021. All right, one more chart here. HYG. So on the weekly chart here for HYG, and the correlation here being, of course, strength in the HYG is good for the equities market. So for HYG here, guys, on our daily time frame, it all looks pretty proper. 21 above the 50. MACD looks good. You got a daily squeeze. So pay attention to this. If HYG fires that daily squeeze to the upside, should push the market much higher. So anchor to the bigger picture stuff. Right? Understand that for the market to trade higher here, we're not in a weekly uptrend. We're not in a daily uptrend. Where you need that momentum and trend is on your lower time frames. For now, I think it all bodes well for higher prices over the next couple of weeks. So, a few trade ideas for you guys here. One that we jumped into in the options room and my mastery yesterday is ADM. Alright, so for ADM here, this looks fully aligned from head to toe. So, quick look here at the weekly chart. On the weekly chart, we've got a squeeze firing long, and you got a fresh positive cross on the MACD. Right, so last time you got a fresh positive cross, that opened the door for a lot of upside. So the weekly chart is aligned. If we take it down a notch to the 3-day time frame, this looks rock solid. 3-day squeeze fires long. MACD is correct. All right, it all checks out. Take it down a notch to the 2-day time frame. All right, from the 3-day to the 2-day, 2-day chart checks out. 21 above the 50. MACD looking good. And then on the daily chart here, you got a beautiful squeeze. You got some buy signals. And then from there, guys, it all continues to look pretty solid. Big 3 indicator is bullish on the daily, the 1 hour, 30-minute, 15, and the 5-minute. And you got that positive 21 EMA, 50 SMA cross on a weekly chart all the way down to the 5. She's rock solid for now, so if it gaps up tomorrow, I don't think you want to chase it. But on any dip here, as long as the structure holds up, I'm thinking this looks pretty good for a push towards 100, maybe a little bit higher, given the structure to the larger time frames. So we're like an ADM and another one here. We've got some put credit spreads on this one in the mastery. Good old NVIDIA. So for NVIDIA here, we'll run it through the checklist. Daily chart. MACD positive cross. 21 crosses positively above the 50. And on your first decent dip, does a beautiful job of holding support near that 21 EMA. So we bought this, guys, on Friday. Took a shot there, on Friday. So structure looks pretty good. Now, what I'm looking for here moving forward would be some fresh buy signals on the big 3 indicator. Right now, all we got is the 5-minute. Next few days, guys, the 15 goes bullish, the 30 goes bullish, the hourly goes bullish. All kind of suggest that NVIDIA here might be gearing up for a push towards your daily 200 around 180. So we got some 150 strike put credit spreads. And one more name for you guys here tonight. Shout out to Alex from the options room. One of our members, he's been calling this out for a few weeks here. BTU. Not British thermal units, but Peabody Energy. So check this one out, guys. If you like squeezes, you're going to like this bad boy. So the weekly chart is almost perfect. We got a big squeeze. You've been riding the 50 like a good old donkey. Histogram is positive. We're on the verge here of getting that positive cross. If into the end of the week we get that positive MACD cross here on the weekly chart, I would then deem BTU ready for an entry. So the weekly chart checks out. You get a beautiful 3-day squeeze here with the fresh MACD cross. Inside of the 3-day squeeze, you've got a 2-day squeeze with a positive MACD cross, and inside of your 2-day squeeze, you got some good structure here to your daily time frame. Big 3 indicator is bullish on the 2 hour through the 15-minute, and we have positive crosses on almost every time frame. Looks pretty solid, guys. I think this is a kind of name where, ideally you get a little bit of a dip, and then I think you buy some calls, give them plenty of time. All right, January, February expiration. Sit back and ride that weekly squeeze wave. we can get that positive cross, probabilities would suggest pretty good chance the weekly squeeze behaves like the one that you had back here, which of course took you into much higher prices. But there you have it for tonight, guys. Focus on your dollar, focus on the structure of your lower time frames, and as far as trade ideas here, market willing, I like NVIDIA, ADM, and BTU to the upside. So as always, guys, thank you for watching. Today's question, I always try to finish a video with a question for you guys to answer in the chat. Turkey or ham? What's the preference? What's the consensus? I come from a turkey family. If I had it my way, we'd be rocking out with a ham. But guys, have a great holiday. Be safe. Take your dog for a few walks, and I'll see you in the next video. Adios.
What's up, traders? This is Taylor from Simpler Trading. I wanted to thank you for watching our video, and if you liked the video, go on ahead and comment down below, hit that like button, and make sure you're subscribed and hit that bell icon to get a notification anytime we upload our next video. And of course, if you want to watch us trade live in real time with our own money, check us out at simplertrading.com. Until then, trade safe, and I'll catch you in the next video.